judge and I don't work hard. No, we didn't want to make that the focus. So I talked to each council member in advance. I didn't want them struggling to reflect that.
I get just the way I thought that because I heard it.
Because I talked to them.
Okay.
Let us call the City of Spartanburg City Council meeting to order. We're gonna stand for a moment of silence, then be led by the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm looking out for a Boy Scout, don't see one, but let us stand for a moment of silence, please. Amen. Mayor Pro Tem, lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that. If you don't mind, please silence your phones, because I hear mine beeping in the back. Council, Mayor Pro Tem, check your device.
I made one mistake one time and I will never outlive it.
Item 3, approval of the minutes for the May 26, 2026 City Council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before we go to item 4, we want to amend the boards and commission. It's item 11. Yes, item 11, City of Spartanburg Boards and Commission appointment. We will amend that, take it off the agenda, bring it back at a later date. Do I hear a motion to amend?
Make a motion that we amend the agenda as described.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any that oppose? Ayes have it. So now can I get the approval of the agenda as amended for June 8, 2026?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We have public comment at this time. We have a few here. And the way the public comments work is that all you have to give us is your first and last name. We have your other information here on the printout that you sent in. And just get up, tell us your first and last name, and you have 2 minutes to state your opinion, or thoughts, or what have you. So first we have Ms. Vanessa Leach. Yes, ma'am. Come on up.
Okay. Like, did I come up too soon?
No, you good.
All right, my name is Vanessa Lex. Spartanburg City's trap, neuter, release policy for feral cats is a failure, and the situation on Collins Avenue is worsening. I've witnessed large numbers of cats throughout the area. I've already sent evidence to the full city council through city staff from PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and wildlife conservation experts documenting the issues with trap, neuter, release policies. Feral cats are known carriers of numerous diseases, including, but not limited to, toxoplasmosis. Some of these diseases have already caused environmental damage in places where feral cat populations were allowed to continue spiraling out of control. These policies encourage pet abandonment. The people abandoning these animals should be held criminally and financially accountable whenever legally possible. Taxpayers are still subsidizing these policies even when NGOs are heavily involved because animal control officers are taxpayer funded. Residents of my household suffer from severe cat allergies that do interfere with breathing and require urgent medical treatment. After repeated calls to animal control, nothing has improved because trap, neuter, release has replaced real animal control. End trap, neuter, release immediately. Public policy should not be dictated by activist NGOs that pressure local governments into adopting failed trap, neuter, release policies. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Henry.
Hey, sir, how are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
Fantastic. Got my timer here for you. I won't be too long.
Okay.
My name's Henry Lick. I'm Vanessa's husband. Proud member of the South Converse neighborhood. Invested in the community. Friends of Duncan Park for the revitalization of the stadium. I run both the American Legion baseball teams, and I'm working with Kim and Scott to bring my team that I coach. It's a college level team in Spartanburg County, and we're going to bring them for the celebration of the 100 year to have a game for the community. But I'm here on TNR. My concern is not whether we care about animals, we all do. My concern is whether this program is producing measurable results. Before public funds are spent on any program, taxpayers deserve to know what success looks like, how it's measured, and whether those goals are being achieved. If we cannot clearly demonstrate that TNR is reducing the feral cat population, then we need to reevaluate whether the program is accomplishing its intended purpose. While TNR may prevent future litters, it does not remove existing cats from neighborhoods. Residents in my neighborhood, we all have got together on this. We still deal with cats on our property. They're ruining our gardens. They're under our homes and in our crawl spaces, and they're around our businesses. Many citizens did not choose to host a cat colony, yet they are often expected to live without the consequences. The rights and concerns of property owners should be considered alongside the goals of any animal management program. In closing, thank you for your time and consideration. I respectfully ask the council to review the city's TNR program, its costs, its results, and its long-term effectiveness so that citizens can have confidence that public resources are being used wisely. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. We have Mr. Joshua. No, I'm sorry, Isaac Quick first. They're in your district, you know that.
Mayor, members of council, and distinguished city leaders, on behalf of Christian Families Against Destructive Decisions, we stand before you today with deep gratitude and genuine honor. Thank you for naming what matters. We sincerely thank you for recognizing June 2026 as Forging Strong Fathers and Families Month. Your leadership in making this declaration sends a powerful message not just to individual households, but to our entire community, that strong families are foundational to a thriving city. Too often, conversations about fathers and families are treated as private matters, confined to walls of a home. But today you have affirmed something profoundly important, that strong fathers and strong families are community issues. They impact the safety of our neighborhoods, the well-being of our children, the stability of our schools, and the future of our city. When fathers are present, engaged, and supported, children are more likely to succeed academically, avoid risky behaviors, and grow into responsible, contributing adults. When families are strengthened, communities become safer, more compassionate, and more resilient. Your proclamation is more than symbolic. It is a statement of values. It declares that we, as a city, are willing to invest in the foundational relationships that shape the next generation. We also recognize that this work is not easy. Strengthening fathers and families requires collaboration from nonprofits, churches, educators, and civic leaders alike. And today, by issuing this recognition, you have taken an important step in fostering that collaboration. To the mayor, to each council member, to all city leadership, thank you for your vision, your courage, your willingness to elevate what truly matters. I'm closing. As an organization that is fully invested in the mission of building strong families and generational heritages, it would be our honor to stand with you in this effort. Together, we can build stronger fathers, stronger families, and a stronger future for our city. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. Joshua Quick.
Good evening. I'm also here representing CFAD. CFAD believes that fathers are not the problem to be condemned, but part of the solution to be called forward. I stand before you as owner of Quick Bail Bonds here in Spartanburg. And doing what I do, what I can tell you is almost 95% of the people that come through my business every day come from single-parent families. What I've learned is that across the state, 24% of our households are single-family households. However, based on the number of children in those households, 41% of all the kids in the state are in single-parent households. That directly contributes to crime, punishment, imprisonment, and too often what we do is we address the proximate cause. What's the closest cause to crime? Poverty. And we try to address poverty and economics. But just because something is the approximate cause does not mean it's the root cause. And the root cause of this is broken families and fatherlessness, and I see it every single day. Spartanburg City, 33%, according to a recent census of our children are in, 33% of households are single-parent households. But then the question is, what percentage of those are our children? Is that 50% of the population based on how many children are in the household? And if that is 50% of the population, what does that look like for Spartanburg City in the years ahead? Does my business grow at the expense of families? We stand here saying that we appreciate your initiative. We see the need, and as my business pours back into organizations like CFAD, and we stand and we see to fight that need for the betterment of our community, we are asking for a partnership with you all that will allow us to change the tide of our children and our communities so that education and industry and progress can be brought forward, because that's not going to come from broken households. Thank you.
Thank you. Summer Benton.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I serve also with Christian Families Against Destructive Decisions, or CFAD for short. First, I want to sincerely thank the mayor and this council for recognizing June 2026 as Forging Strong Fathers and Families Month. That kind of declaration sends a message to our city that fathers matter, families matter, and the future of Spartanburg matters. Today, Spartanburg's families are under pressure, And at CFAD, we believe that strong fathers help build strong homes, and strong homes help build strong neighborhoods. Strong neighborhoods help build a stronger Spartanburg. We also believe fathers are not the problem to be condemned, but the critical part of the solution to be called forward. There are many men in this city who want to do better, lead better, love better, and stand stronger for their families. They simply need a call, a community, and a standard. That is why on Father's Day, June 21st of this year, in a couple of weeks from now, CFAD is hosting the Fatherhood Standard at the Beacon Restaurant parking lot from 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. It will be a brief but focused public gathering calling fathers, grandfathers, future fathers, pastors, leaders, community leaders, and families to raise the standard for our homes and our city. We want the city to know that CFAD is ready to help at the grassroots level through fatherhood training, family strengthening, mentoring, community mobilization, and ongoing support beyond Father's Day. Over the coming weeks, we are launching Operation Watchman, Fatherhood and Community Stability. Our aim is simple and bold: to help Spartanburg see that fatherhood is a community stability issue and raise up to 1,000 men who will take their place as watchmen for their homes, churches, and neighborhoods. So again, we thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council, for recognizing this need, and CFAD stands ready to help turn this declaration into action. We saw your post on Facebook, and at the last minute, we asked just for a few of the young men who are from our organization, who have been blessed, who did not know their fathers, but have their fathers to come. That's these young men you see in the suits and so forth. So I say that we have a track record of impacting, and we want to partner with y'all to hopefully increase their impact for our fathers.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Haley, drought. I'm getting better.
Yes, hello. I just wanted to say how much I love living in Spartanburg, moving to Greenville and then moving to Spartanburg. I just enjoy the community here. I enjoy how walkable it is downtown, and I like Morgan Square, and I'd love for it to continue to grow. And I like the arts that we have in Morgan Square. I think it'd be really cool to continue the arts more into Barnett Park and utilize the amphitheater that we have, and just continue to do more art events, and for the city to support those events, and there's so many colleges with theater programs and art programs, and seeing support for that so that we can grow and the city can bring in more money and more reasons for buses to go downtown and more reasons for people to walk around would be amazing. So thank you so much for this great city. I like it.
Thank you. We're at item 6. We have a proclamation declaring June as Forward and Strong Fathers and Family Month. I'll be presenting this to the actual Fatherhood Coalition, Upstate Fatherhood Coalition, headed up here locally by Philip Haygood, Mr. Buckmeyer, Ms. Martha, and I'm sorry. So to you all and everyone else that's present for this presentation, we do strongly believe in strong fathers and families. Working with the Fatherhood Coalition for quite some time and seeing the impact in our school system, we always can depend on mom to come to the school. But when you have fathers at the school, it's a totally different atmosphere, totally different atmosphere. So I've always been ready and able to do whatever I could and can for the Fatherhood Coalition. So on behalf of the city of Spartanburg and today, whereas fathers serve as the foundational architect in forging strong and resilient families, providing unwavering love, steadfast guidance, and constant support that shape the character of their children and the future of all communities. And whereas the profound influence of engaged fathers on their children's development is transformative as they impact core values, build emotional resilience, and equip young people to thrive socially, academically, and personally. Whereas the South Carolina Centers for Fathers and Families, established in 2002, demonstrated a remarkable increase in impact annually by serving thousands of fathers and children statewide. Whereas through the long-standing and productive collaboration with the South Carolina Department of Social Services, along with numerous state, local, and private partners, the center has expanded its footprint from strategically opening new offices, now operating 15 hub locations that deliver services across all 46 counties of the state of South Carolina. Whereas Centers has strengthened its Fathers 365 statewide network, regionally affiliated, enabling thousands of fathers to access high-quality programming and partner in healthy relationship, economic mobility, job training, legal navigation, and mental health support. Whereas when fathers actively engage in forging deep and purposeful relationships with their children, these families experience powerful outcomes, including more income earned by program participants, more children support paid, more saved in incarceration costs, while the center continues to serve as a national model for innovative and effective fatherhood initiatives. Now, therefore, I, Jerome Rice, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Spartanburg, and on behalf of my fellow city council members, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2026 as Forging Strong Fathers and Family Month throughout the city of Spartanburg, and encourage all citizens in our city to honor the fathers and father figures in their lives, supporting programs that strengthen men and families, and actively participating in forging resilient families that will sustain our communities for generations to come. So again, on behalf of the mayor, city council, we do hereby proclaim June 2026 as Forging Strong Fathers and Family Month. Mr. Haygood, appreciate you. Mr. Buckmeyer, appreciate you too. Get a little picture of you. Just a second. It's my, thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. All right. Yep, come on in for your picture. A little closer. We're not a small group standing out here. Thank you. Before I could move on, I had the pleasure, and I was going to say it in update, but everybody seemed to look at the shirt, and I've come down. But this shirt, I gave a proclamation to Stisa Talent Agency here on Saturday, 10 years, celebrating 10 years of being in the business. And one of the gifts they gave me was the Miles with the Mayor shirt. So I do appreciate it. They gave me one, they gave Shay one as well. But one highlight, I'll give you this and I'll move on. One highlight was they had a young person that's one of their clients. They had plenty of clients in there. Probably a little 5-year-old kid. He was real young. And he has received, this was his 4th check. This was his 4th check for his work in the business. And so the Miss Lopez asked Mom, could I show the mayor how much he actually got on this check? And she went over and showed me. I had to pull my glasses out to make sure I saw the numbers right. They're doing well. So that young fella's doing well. So, but that was really impressive to see them and to see what they're doing there. So I wanted to go ahead. And so that's why I have on this T-shirt underneath everything else. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now we're at item 7. Summer of celebration updates, information only. Presenter, Ms. Kim Brown, Director of Park and Recreation Special Events, and Christopher George, Mr. Communication and Engagement Director.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'll actually be joined by Jess. Always. Instead of Christopher this evening. But we just wanted to give everyone an update on what we're calling the Summer of Celebration. Just a little bit about our events that are coming up, and Jess will speak also to some of what the marketing looks like. So anyone that can help us get the information out, we greatly appreciate that. I think first I want to certainly recognize our special events team, the planning committees, and the partnerships that we have that help us to grow and build these events every year and allow us to have them in different places, as you'll see with one of our events. So I wanted to start off with this time next week, we'll be at Wofford College on the first day of our Juneteenth week celebration. Honoring Melvin Nesbitt, who was, I think, born in the city of Spartanburg, but spent most of his youth in Spartanburg County, but will return on the 15th, and that is in part with Wofford College. They do have some committee members that are on the Juneteenth Planning Committee, so we're excited to get our week started off there at Wofford. Then on Thursday, we'll have Music on Main, featuring one of our local favorite bands, Experience Soul, from 5:30 to 8:30. We get a little bit of rest, come back on Friday night. We do it all over again, right at the baseball stadium with the block party. And that will be from 6 until 10 p.m., and we'll end with a fireworks show. And then the largest part of the weekend will be the festival on Saturday, starting at 4 and going until 10. We have more vendors this year than we've had, a lot more educational information during the festival. So we're really looking for next week to really be that space where we step on over into Juneteenth, and we really promote it and celebrate it as we have in the past. This is the 5th year now. So Jess may have just a few things as far as what that marketing may look like or has already started to look like.
I need an accommodation. Okay. So we have already started marketing Juneteenth. We're going to have approximately 10 total posts. That's social media posts. That includes commercial by Siege, who is on the Juneteenth committee. It includes, regular graphics, photos from previous years. We're going to have posters, other partner collateral like Wofford helping to promote the art of Mr. Nesbitt. Excuse me, website, WSPA is already focused on the Juneteenth Celebration Festival, and let's see, I got a lot of notes here, y'all. Yeah, okay, I'll stop there. It's a lot.
Our next event, which is this year being presented again by Spartanburg Community College, will be Red, White, and Boom, and we're partnering with the Spartanburgers for this event. As we've added, we're calling it a pre-show celebration for the 250th, which will start actually on Morgan Square at 2 o'clock, and we'll have Shot from the Heart, which is a Bon Jovi experienced band there. And they'll play for a couple of hours, and we're calling it a parade, but it may look more like a walk from that event to the stadium. Stadium gates will open at 5. From 5 until 7, we'll have entertainment on the concourse, lots of giveaways, lots of family-friendly activities to do. Then around 7, we'll start with the official program, the Declaration of Independence, the presenting of the colors, the national anthem, and then the Spartanburgers, who's partnering with us, they will come in with some of their activations and some of the activities they'll have planned, and that'll go all the way up until we have the fireworks show at the end. So again, that has been a very good partnership for us to be able to take Red, White, and Boom and put it in the stadium and give the citizens a different look at what that event can look like. And the idea to kind of activate Morgan Square actually came from downtown committee, a suggestion of how can we build more on that day in honor of the 250th.
Is there a game that night?
No.
There's not a game, so it's just
So unlike last year, there is no game, so it'll just be our programming and then the Spartanburgers program.
All right. Now Now I'm not as flustered. I got the microphone. So for Red, White, and Boom, we're really going to push out the patriotism message, the 250th celebration. We already did our save the date. Then we're going to start taking out the different elements, the pre-show being the first element. That includes the band, the parade. Then we're going to move on into the patriotic programming at Fifth Third Park, as well as the, thing that people are most interested in, the fireworks. So we'll talk about that. We've got posters, billboards. The Spartanburgers are helping us advertise on the marquee and at the games. So we've got some graphics that way. Another thing that was promoted on WSPA website, there's even T-shirts. So, get yours. But yeah, we'll start running additional posts this week and continue into the weeks leading up to the event, increasing the posts as we go.
And also, 1 week after Red, White, and Boom, we will be at Duncan Park Stadium celebrating 100 years there. And this also is a collaborative effort in the planning with the Friends of Duncan Park. The Spartanburgers have been great. Actually, on the 8th there will be Duncan Park Stadium replicas given away at the game. And so they will start, and they have been promoting the history of baseball in Spartanburg throughout the season with their, I think, 6 different pastime games. And so there will be one on the 8th. And then the Friends of Duncan Park will put together a small program and will unveil some history plaques there at the stadium. And our hopes is having young people there starting at 9. We are a Nike RBI affiliate, so we'll hold a play ball event there. And finish up the day, I just learned that there is one thing that changes. That is actually a college wooden bat game at 1 o'clock, not a high school game. So we'll make sure we get that corrected. But once again, you can see the collaboration of a number of organizations along with city staff planning our events. And Jess, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and mention just a couple of other things when it comes to celebration of the 250th. If you'll see in our community centers, at our camps, and our pools, there'll be different themed activities throughout the month of July. So you may walk into a community center and all the kids are wearing red, white, and boom, or they are red, white, and blue, or they maybe have flags, or there's something at the pool. So we want to make sure that we embed that throughout the programming that we already have. And I think everyone knows that we have lengthened Music on Main to include 1 extra month this year. And so that came out of a recommendation from a lot of people about being able to extend it. And we hope that we'll have good weather. Last year we had no cancellations. And so this year we have 4 more weeks of Music on Main. And then just to end up with the 250th celebration international festival this year, instead of having 1 honored country, that honored space will be dedicated to the 250th and bringing that history into that space. Are there any questions?
Kim, I would like for you to tell us a little bit about this past weekend. It just goes to show our programming and what's possible and what's goes on when we had the kids at CC and even Chad. I know some of us may try to talk about it as well, but just how we're just activating the community in a sense.
Certainly. On Friday, we had the opportunity to host Stop the Violence Coalition at CC Woodson for their teen night. And I think at last count, there were about 175 young people that attended. There were speakers there, a very high presence of first responders, city police officers, county police there just to engage with the young people. I left early, but I think there may have been a basketball game between the young people. And so that's really gearing us up. City Parks and Rec, we will host, I think, 5 midnight basketball games up until the beginning of August. So we'll probably release those dates midweek. And we've actually asked some of our partners. Upstate Fatherhood Coalition has actually already jumped on 1 date to help us host those. So we'll see those come up during the summer. And that was a specific ask from those young people, is give us space in the gyms to hold those games, and we will do just that. And then on Saturday morning, we had the Community Health Awareness Day, which is in partnership with Spartanburg D9, the Regional Hospital System, Regenesis. And so we had a very good turnout there at TK Gregg. Started off with a health walk, had health screenings, lots of vendors out for people to get information, and the weather was nice, and so we feel like it was a super success.
Thank you for that. Any other questions?
Yeah, I just
Sure.
thank y'all for this. As it relates to the celebration at Duncan Park and the Play Ball Initiative and maybe some of the other activities, Jess or Kim, are we engaging with I know we have very active Little League programs throughout the city. Hillbrook is probably the largest. Are we engaging with them to get them and their players activated in this at all?
Yeah, so you're actually right. So through Nike RBI, we have the affiliate, but Hillbrook is a part of that partnership with us, as well as Youth Sports Bureau. And so we engage both of those organizations, and then we will put it out to the general public to get kids out.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kim, I want to thank you all for the wonderful job that you did on Saturday. I had said I wasn't going to go to chat because my schedule was so busy, and I got up there and I didn't leave until about 12 o'clock. It was wonderful, and there were so many vendors. I just really enjoyed it, and the food was good too.
And once again, that's a planning committee that meets throughout the year to put chat on.
Thank you, guys. We do appreciate all that you guys do. Thanks a lot. Item 8, we have consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any that oppose? Ayes have it. Item 9, ordinance. An ordinance to provide the adoption of the city operating budget, its execution and effective for the fiscal period July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. Presenter will be Mr. Chris Story, city manager, and Mr. Dennis Locke is there on deck.
Mr. Mayor, and members of council, this item would have been on the consent agenda if not for the fact that we've made a couple of insertions since first reading consideration. Those insertions are the results of two open processes that allocate grants to organizations that fuel quality of life and the tourist and visitor economy in our community. Those are the hospitality tax discretionary grants and the accommodations tax grant processes. There were those two committees appointed, their composition is appointed by you all. They meet in the springtime, and sometimes the calendars align perfectly, and those their recommendations can be included at first reading, and sometimes they do not. And so this time they were inserted and are included in the document for second reading. It changes none of the totals. It just simply includes the individual allocation amounts for transparency to the public. But we can, of course, discuss any budget-related matters that you would like and consider any amendments that you would like to consider or anything of that nature. Dennis and I are here, as well as other members of the team, if we can address any questions relating to the operating budget for next year.
Question, Mr. Former.
Chris, thank you. I read through the insert today, and I noticed on the hospitality, so the Shrine Bowl was the largest difference from year over year. We gave, I think, $40,000 last year, and we allocated $0 this year. Is the Shrine Bowl moving, or?
No, they did not.
No.
Yeah, they did not
They didn't apply.
They didn't apply.
Okay. Do we have any insight into that, or?
I did go out to the airport, and Joe Sessom is the one that's
Yeah, I know
always
that.
responsible. He was in a serious accident, and the person that was taking his place did not proceed with the request.
Okay, I mean, I want to be considered the committee, but that's a big event in Spartanburg.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that I'd hate to lose
Right.
that activity just simply based on, it's a one-man, two-man, three-man shop. I get timelines and all that, but we ought to look at that, maybe not in the context of the hospitality committee's recommendation, but in some way to make sure that we're, as a team, adequately supporting that event. I mean, they bring thousands of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of visibility for Spartanburg associated with
There
that.
have been previous years that they missed the application and did not receive funding and went forward with their event.
It will move on, but those funds are needed to put the Shrine Bowl on. I've talked with them last year, and I guess I could say I dropped the ball as well, but it has been, Joe, and they've been looking to move two other leaders that could possibly step up and be in the forefront of helping the Shrine Bowl stay here. It's an impactful event for the city the entire week, and it's a worthwhile. We definitely need to look into it.
Mr. Mayor, we'll be happy to reach out to that group and check in with them about the event and its future and needs and provide an update to you all.
Yeah, thank you. Otherwise, we lose it to Myrtle Beach, because I know that's who's been trying to get it.
Well, and I did notice too, I just was curious that the Museum of Art got a $20,000 allocation. Are they doing something special?
They're doing a mobile. Where'd you say?
I think it was the Museum of Art, wasn't it? Or Spartanburg Art Museum.
Spartanburg Art Museum.
Yeah, old term,
Yeah.
sorry.
They're doing a mobile type unit and
Okay.
needing the extra dollars to.
Okay,
It was
I
an-
am correct, right?
Yes, it was an additional project scope.
okay. Those were just
yeah.
the two biggest, sort of swings in that. And I was just curious what they were.
I will say, to your question, we did, the committee did, award money in places that would really bring, tourism. We looked at all the different, are you coming? Are you bringing external? Are you eating here? Are you interacting? Are we, doing different interest areas from science to reading to free events to, it was pretty comprehensive in terms of how we allocated and talked through each application.
Good. Any other questions, Mr. Story? All right. Do I hear?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt the budget.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any that oppose? Ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Story. Resolution, item 10, resolution allocating the fiscal year 2026 community development block grants and home partnership funds. Mr. Martin Livingston, Community Development Director. Mr. Livingston, you have the
Good evening,
podium.
Mayor, members of council. Staff is requesting approval of a resolution to approve the City of Spartanburg's fiscal year 2026 annual action plan, community development block grant, and home partnership funds budget. This year we'll be receiving about $626,000 in CDBG funds and $213,000 in home funds. We'll go through the process and talk about the application. We have, the city typically does a 5-year consolidated plan. We are in the second or third year of that consolidated plan, and then a 1-year annual action plan for each year. The consolidated plan is submitted to HUD every 5 years, and then the annual action plan is submitted annually. Today we are reviewing and approving the annual action plan. These are the funding amounts for the CDBG and home funds, close to $800,000 in funding. The priority needs, these are priority needs that were identified in the consolidated plan. Meeting with neighborhoods, talking with organizations. They include public improvements, preservation and developing affordable housing, public services, and program management. We have in the budget funding for the management of the program, as well as primarily housing and affordable housing activities. We also have included in the budget for CDBG demolition, about $64,000, as well as public services, the $90,000 in public services. Last year and this year has been allocated for a workforce development program, working with a place to call home. And then with CDBG funds, all of that is, home funds, all of that has been allocated to housing activities. And we're looking at housing development mostly over the next several years. We have a public comment and review period, and then we also had public hearings throughout the process. And the next steps, the public comment period ended last week, which was June 30th, but it started May 5th to June 30th, and then we're required to submit the document to HUD for their approval by August 15th of this year. The fiscal year starts July 1st, so we'll be trying to submit that application to them before July 1st.
Mr. Livingston, you mentioned a place to call home, and how make that statement again about a place to call home.
So the $90,000 in CDBG funds will be provided to a place to call home. Place to Call Home is working on a program to do workforce development to help families and individuals increase their help working families and individuals increase their income, reduce barriers to employment. That includes transportation, childcare, and other activities. And so that $90,000 for public services will be provided to them for that purpose.
In 64 for demolition, we always
demolish condemned houses.
Yeah.
Primarily.
Is that enough? I know.
It's never.
See, that's what I know it's never enough. We cannot allocate any more towards that, I'm asking.
No, because see, the demolition does not benefit low and moderate income persons. 70% of the funds must benefit low and moderate income persons. And so when you combine that with neighborhood services admin, it's close to 30%. Okay. So we're at the maximum.
Yeah, at the max. Gotcha. Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Smith.
Martin, I believe I asked this question last year about all of the programs at the federal level that were being cut. And I believe that you said that these funds were part of the federal programs that were being slashed. So if we're able to fund this, is that leftover funds or how, help me piece together both
October of
answers.
last year, there was a continuing resolution because Congress could not agree on a budget. And one portion of the president's budget, CDBG and home funds, was zeroed out. In the congressional budget, they were added in. And so that resolution continued and was resolved in February, and it was left in the budget. So there are no guarantees that these funds will be available next year, October 1st. So we have to wait every year. We've been talking about what does that scenario looks like if we lose the CDBG and home funds, and we're having conversations right now about doing what that looks like.
Okay, thank you. Because when I saw it on the agenda, I was like, wait, I thought these funds were gone. So glad we have them at least this one.
Then one more year.
One more year.
Councilwoman Sally.
Would you do me a favor and go back maybe 3 frames where there was the word renter included? That right there. The priority goals, you said increase renter housing opportunities. So is that part of the 600,000 budget?
No. Typically with the home funds, that's part of the home funds.
Okay.
We have allocated some funding to Homes of Hope over the last several years for rental housing development. And so they've submitted an application for additional rental housing in the city.
Councilman Foreman.
Martin, I was curious, as I always am, about collective impact of these funds or any funds that we allocate regarding, additional programs or initiatives that leverage that collective impact. And you've done a good job in the past of showing us kind of, a bit of that as it relates to the ARPA fund spend. Do you have any idea on what this $800,000 could be leveraged into for collective impact?
We can check, but with the home funds, it's really easy to do that because with home funds, we have a project right now we're working with, trying to work with Habitat for Humanities in the Highland neighborhood, where they're requesting about $450,000 in home funds. That's got $2 million in development, and so that's a 1-for-4 match with the home funds. With CDBG funds, it's a little difficult. When we matched it with lead-based paint program, We usually provide about $5,000 for each home, which generally would be $20,000, $30,000 in repairs. So that can be easily matched. With the emergency repairs, we provided about $10,000 to $12,000 for each home in the city where they're rebuilding together. Spartanburg is making repairs to homeowners' homes. And that's usually like a 1-to-1, 1-to-2 match for those funds, where they'll provide some of their funding to assist with that program as well. But that one, the CDBG is a little bit more difficult to determine, but home is usually it's a lot easier to do that, and maybe easier to determine the match.
Thank you. I mean, I just think that, people look to government to solve every problem, and you know, it's important to have context around the fact that you know, the ability of government to actually impact is somewhat limited in a silo. However, when we leverage the good work of Together Spartanburg and Habitat for Humanity and other organizations, then we can start really making a meaningful impact. And so, we've seen it with the designation of the ARPA funds, and then with the application of the home funds and the CDBG funds. It's good to see us actually increasing the scope of that, of the reach of those dollars. So, thanks.
Great point, Councilman Foreman. You always bring out how we're leveraging funds, and even just with the collaboration and partnership with other organizations. You hear staff mention that quite often when they're presenting, that we're partnering with someone, that we're collaborating with someone. So it just goes to show the collaborative nature of Spartanburg. Any other questions? Do I hear recommendation?
Well,
Yes.
I move that we accept the resolution as stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any that oppose? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Livingston. Moving past 11, moving on to 12. Staff updates, Mr. Story.
Mr. Mayor, no significant updates tonight, but certainly welcome any questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Story. City Council.
Can I just have one question, Chris? Sorry. One of the comments around the TNR program, I believe. I don't know what the TNR program is, and didn't know we had one, and would just like to learn a little bit about it. And
Sure, and I will need to, there are others on our team that are more knowledgeable than I, but I'll give just a quick overview of what it is and what it seeks to accomplish. It is the TNR is trap, neuter, release. And it is a strategy that we and a number of communities employ to deal with feral cat population. In other words, the intent there is to trap the feral cat population, have them neutered so they don't reproduce, and then release them back. And there are various organizations and advocates that support that. The alternatives would be increases in the volume of feral cats that are euthanized. It's an alternative to euthanizing the feral cat population. What I would like to do, having heard the comments tonight and received your question, what I'd like to do is talk with the team members that are much more knowledgeable than I about it, and gather some information and provide you a more substantive report.
Yeah, Chris, I'm glad that you said what you said, because I was going to follow up to see how we could address, the problem that is taking place at Collins Avenue.
Good.
Good.
All right.
And I appreciate that.
Any other questions?
119 Collins Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. All right. Councilwoman Sally.
Thank
Updates.
you, Mayor. To Kim, thank you for the update on the activities that are happening next week, and appreciate everything that you do and your staff. Of course, you did stole my thunder again, because I was going to mention the Chad. I was going to mention the artist who is a Spartanburg native being at Wofford. But in the meantime, I was able, and again, congratulations to the fatherhood and to the CFAC. I'm glad you're there and available for your young men and your young ladies, because we do need parents, both father and mother, and it does help strengthen the young man and lady into adulthood. But I had the pleasure of being in Young People Company from May 31st with the Piedmont Assembly, which was held to honor James Cheek, Esquire, who was the founder of the Piedmont Assembly. And it was 6 young men who were presented for the assembly, and Mr. Cheek founded this assembly in 1985 in order to recognize our men as Fatherhood Association is doing, as CFAC is doing as parents, and I appreciate that. Also, thank you, Mayor, for presenting a proclamation to Stop the Violence Day for June 5th of every year. That was great, a good turnout, nice young men and women that was there, and I do see a change is coming, and I do believe that they want this change more than we do.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Councilman Foreman.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to comment that it sounds like we've got an exciting summer of events planned in Spartanburg. Thanks to Kim and her team for everything they do, and Christopher and Jess for promoting it. I hope everybody will take advantage of these opportunities to get out and stay involved with our community and stay safe as we do it. Thank you.
Awesome. Mayor Pro Tem.
I want to congratulate all of the graduates. I'm sure you all are going to talk about your own. But anyway, I especially want to congratulate Harold Mitchell, who was out of school for so many years and has gone back, and now he has finished his degree. And so I don't know what he's going to do with it now, because he's already involved in so many things. However, I congratulate him for going back and finishing up his degree.
Good, awesome. Councilwoman Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I did want to mention tomorrow is Tuesday, June 9th, voting tomorrow. If you have not done early voting, please, 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 it is so important that you are voicing your family, your representation. You are going and using your right to vote. Please do. The second thing I wanted to say, having attended Music on Main last Thursday, I wanted to thank our police department. There was obvious police presence walking around, having a good time, which was great to see. I know that's been a topic of conversation in meetings. And then I wanted to just add a little bit more context. This was my first time participating in the Hospitality Tax Committee, and I am thoroughly excited for the programming that is coming in this next year, and just the depth of offerings and events that really are bringing a dynamic plethora of just focus areas, audiences to our community. And I think if you have a chance, please do pay attention to some of these things in our local organizations that have been awarded some of this funding. They're using it and applying it to not only attract people, but to increase the vibrancy of our own community while trying to grow our awareness as a city and as a community. So looking forward to that. And then I will just echo summertime, families. It is so important. Having recently spent some downtime with my own family and feeling rested and rejuvenated, there are so many events. Just take some time with people that you love and care about, family, friends, neighbors. It really does restore the soul and just encourage the community in which we enjoy and live. So please, and thank you for all the marketing material for these events, because that is essential.
Awesome. Councilwoman Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to Leslie for taking that spot on the Hospitality Tax Committee, and to everyone on that committee. It's a lot of hours, Janie, that you all put in, reading tons of applications, so thank you to all of y'all. And thank you, because I was celebrating my son who was graduating from high school during that short window and would not have been able to attend any of the meetings. And to our guests, I am a mom of 4 boys, and so I'm very thankful for the way that y'all are investing in the men in our community. I love to follow different researchers that talk about the health of men, whether that is social, mental, spiritual, etc. In my job, we look at lots of different types of data, and see that the outcomes that men face and that young men face are not always what we would like to see. Declining college rates, we see that locally, higher suicide rates, increasing loneliness. So thank you for the work that you all are doing. We know the impact that having a safe and supportive adult, a mentor, the impact that that can have on a person's life. And working in the field of positive youth development, and Kim is the one who taught me this. We try to use asset-based language rather than deficit-based language, which means that we try to talk and define people by what they have rather than what they're not. And in a lot of grant applications, you'll see people talk about at-risk youth. And Kim Brown was the first person that taught me the term opportunity youth. These kids aren't at risk, they're not disadvantaged, they have an opportunity, they have a spirit, they have a spark that we have just yet, that it's our job to help to cultivate in them. So as a divorced mom of 4 boys, as I'm thinking about some of the things that I heard about earlier, defining kids as fatherless or from a broken home, which implies that it needs to be fixed or that it should be fixed. I believe that we at the city believe that all of the kids within our boundaries that enter our Parks and Rec facilities, that regardless of what type of home, what structure they come from, what their parents look like or don't look like, that we believe that they are capable of industry, education, and progress. I wouldn't want anyone to tell my kids that because of decisions that me or their dad made, that they are not capable of that. My son is about to head to an honors college. He graduated top of his class. He is industrious, working as one of our fleet maintenance interns, doing oil changes on our cars, fixing one of our wrecked police cars. He removed a bumper. He has seen more of this country than I have and is more confident than I ever was at his age. So I know that our kids are capable of so much, and I don't want us to put any sort of limits on them, but to invest in them regardless of what their family structure looks like. So that's my comments for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Brown.
Mr. Mayor, thank everyone for being here. Super excited about all the summer opportunities for our children and families. I had the opportunity, I guess it was last week or the week before, Mitch sent me a video. Was it the first swim meet, Mitch, that they had? First home swim meet of the TK, is it the Tiger Sharks?
Tiger Sharks.
City of Spartanburg has a swim team, and of course he sent it to me while I was on a walk in the heat, and I started sobbing, you know, and then it just got worse because it was hot outside. But it just, you know, it just reminded me of, you know, the value of investing in people and investing in communities and investing in our children, and why we fought so hard to have an indoor pool versus an outdoor pool so many years ago. There was a fractured community in those discussions, and I probably got more hate mail than I had hoped to receive for fighting for an indoor, you know, swim center. But knowing that these children who wouldn't otherwise have opportunities to, swim lessons, and it being a part of the curriculum at the Cleveland Leadership Academy. We know that, children of color and lower income families are disproportionately, higher rates of drowning incidents. And that is something that was so passionate to me. I grew up a military child, and so I had access to all of those things free of charge. And so I understand the value of all that, and it was just really amazing to see these kids there. I think there were over 100 people, all surrounding the swim area, and it was just really cool to see. And I hope to make a meet sometime this year as well. And happy Pride Month. Good to see y'all.
Good to see you. Well, you, as Councilwoman Sally would say, you're still in my thunder. You can see I just pulled up the schedule
Oh, gotcha.
for this
Okay.
Tiger Sharks. One thing I am proud of, as well as I'm sure everyone on the council, are the Tiger Sharks. Their third year in existence. They will be swimming tomorrow at the Carolina Country Club, so come out and see them on tomorrow at 6 o'clock. They will swim next Tuesday at Dr. T.K. Gregg at 6 o'clock, and that's the 16th, and they will have a meet on the 23rd at Willis Road. Which one is Willis Road? Which? West Side? West Side.
YMCA.
Okay, West Side YMCA. And that's, of course, at 6 as well. And then that Saturday, the 27th, will be the all-team final meet. So it's like their little championship meet there up in Duncan. So I have had the opportunity to see them in the past. I have not seen them this year. I actually raced against a couple of them this past summer, and I lost. Truly did. I mean, wow, this thing is long. But it is outstanding, guys. And I think I've shared stories about swimming and all, but it is outstanding for Dr. T.K. Gregg, and to see our team and the impact, the diversity within our team, man, it's just truly, truly, truly awesome. This weekend was a full weekend of activity, as well as put the guns down, stop the violence weekend as well. We kicked it off with a proclamation at the courthouse. They participated in the Chad event with the walk. They even had a service last night, and I saw the owner of the Beacon just walked out. He let them have a service at the Beacon last night at 6 o'clock, where they lit candles, prayed for some of the victims and past victims, and just an outstanding event. So I do appreciate them putting that on, and just be mindful of our young people throughout the summer. Again, Fatherhood Coalition, thank you guys. CFAD, thank you guys as well. You heard that we're looking for folks to help volunteer with some of these midnight basketballs, so I would definitely hope to see you guys involved as well.
You suiting up?
I will be there in support and supervision. Only once a year now. But other than that, we appreciate everyone for being here this evening. Thank you for coming out. And to all of our graduates, man, good to see you. Oh, Clemson grad over there. All right, and do I hear a motion, guys?
I move, Mr. Mayor. Go into executive session.
You move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any that opposed? Thank you. Let's go to executive session.